everybody. I was just doing that just to share a little testimony with you. I had a few testimonies since the year began, but too busy hustling, too busy, trying to stay afloat that I I'm waiting for the right time to testify. So I reached a point. It's getting end of the year, and I have to share this testimony now. I was playing that violin piece because I know that you know some people might not have expected that you know somebody could even myself could teach themselves to play the violin at all. So I just wanted to kind of use this opportunity to share my experience. Now the musical journey has been rough, tough, but it's sweet. It was sweet because for some reason I think God gave me music as a gift to keep me alive and keep me going, like to give me purpose and stuff. But how it all started, I was in secondary school, probably about form 2 or 3 when my music teacher played the piano for the first time, and it's like all my buttons turn on. And I just was bothering him to teach me the piano, but he didn't have the time. He never really, you know. So when I left school, I went to class and I was learning with one and a teacher, but I was learning doing the books, but I wasn't really making any progress. Was understanding the music, and so I was out, in the world doing my stuff. I remember we were having a good time. Start going to church. Well, I would church sometime, but I remember I got rebaptized sometime in 1999, and while I was home one night watching TV, I finished Sabbath is finished, and I'm home watching TV. My mother was in the bedroom somewhere about, you know, uh, um, and I was outside watching the TV, but I was there and I was praying to God. I was saying, God, you know, I need something to do. I got baptized. I don't want to go back out. I don't want to go back to the world if I don't have, it might get me in trouble. So I need something to do to keep me occupied. And so I'm there watching TV, and a voice said, music. That was a response, music. But now I'm reasoning back to God, and I'm saying, but I've tried. I've tried all the teachers, and they're not able to teach me. I don't fully understand what's going on. But the thing about it is that I'm watching the TV. You might be thinking that okay, you're watching TV, you can't pray. But while I'm watching TV, I'm having my connection up there, and I'm praying to God about this, and so suddenly the program came on the History Channel I was watching because we had cable at the time, and there was a program about this gentleman called Albert Nobel, who is the founder of the Nobel Peace Prize, and they were telling his story. And so I I paid close attention to the story that they were telling. They What happened is his father factory blew up and killed the father and other family members and all the work and some of the workers. And he wasn't there at the time, so he went into to seclusion. Like people were feeling sorry for him, thinking he's mourning and he's in seclusion and so on. And people probably was sad about the whole thing. But after a couple of years, he come out of seclusion, and he came out with what they call nitroglycerine, which is what they used to make bomb like grenades and so on. The thing was so dangerous and so volatile that it would actually blow up when you try to transport it or when it shake against itself. And he came up with a formula because he was trying to improve the black powder that they were making in the factory that blew up and killed the rest of his family. And so he came up with the nitroglycerine. He patented it, and now he's been making money from it. And that's how we have the Nobel Peace Prize, because of all those proceeds from all those years and his invention and so on. But the thing about it is that the story caught my attention in direct response to my request to what God was saying. So I got up, turned off the TV, and I went downstairs to my piano, to my keyboard, and I started to learn the scales of the piano. And in that summer, started somewhere in June, by the end of August, I had committed all the scales, minor scale and major scales, to my memory. I shouldn't say me, but because I feel the Holy Spirit was really the one doing the work. And by the end of it, I could teach people the scales from my head. I could do, and so on. And I know I started to use it to the piano and practice little melodies, practice little chords, and so on. And you know, it it begins a new journey for me, because now I completed and I realized half the journey was already finished with the learning of the skills. And so I went to Canada shortly after that, in 2001. And so while I'm there, I will go to work, and I will sometimes I come home with a headache, and I'm practicing, I'm playing a song. After like three songs, I'm asking, where did my headache go? The music was just having this transforming effect on me. And so one day I'm telling God now, I said, Lord, I think I've learned enough to go out, and I'm ready to go out and do it. If I get more information, I'm gonna have headaches, because the information is too much. So I wanna go and start to use it so I can develop myself. And so I prayed, Second Chronicles 20:17, you shall not need to fight in this battle. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord on your behalf. And I asked God to send his angels ahead of me. As I go to church for the AY that afternoon, I went into the back of the church, sat down, and waited. And as I'm there, a lady comes to my ear and she says, are you a musician? We need a musician to play. And that's how I started. So right now I move on to from piano, I move on to like learning the bass, learning the violin. I play the saxophone, the drums, and currently working on like a CD project. So I've done like 5 songs already. And I'm still developing, because I want to train my ear to become a little bit better in hearing the chord changes, hearing the notes, so that I can be able to play with more expression, with more feeling. It's in development stage. People have not always been kind and nice to my playing, because they don't realize I am holding back until I solidify my ear, so to start to do all the fancy embellishments and so on. But music is my life. It's what God had given me as a gift for my ministry to church. And as I'm playing outside, like on the subway with my saxophone and so on, I'm seeing the effect it's have on people, not because of me, but because God has given me as a way to minister to people. And it took a little bit of preparation and a little bit of humbling and a little bit of pruning and grinding until God gets you the character that you want. Still being molded, I'm still being changed, things I need to shed. But the music has always kept me grounded. And the violin is right now one of my projects, but this is not the only instrument I want to be learning. Now I'm having not that I never imagined I'll be playing the violin. I am now setting my eyes beyond this, because this was never even a possibility in my mind. But now I'm taught in the violin, and already I think God is doing wonderful things, because I already did like 2 songs at church, a little bit shaky, but this was a way of dedicating the instrument. So I just want to encourage somebody that, especially the young people who might not have something to do, whether you're in church or outside of church, pick up an instrument, learn the scale, learn to do stuff, and even if there is nothing to do, you can use the music and do something. Like right now, the music is sustaining me, and I can actually help people with what I get from the music. So stay blessed. There are other testimonies coming that I think is going to be helpful to somebody. Thank you, and have a blessed day. Today's a Sabbath day for me.